Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Thank you so much for your show of love. Thank you so much for all you do for this family to keep growing. Hope you're well in all that you do and you're loving yourself and others like always. I would want us to take this quick one. There was something about this young African prince that was circulating lately on the internet, Prince Alemayu of Ethiopia, right? And his story is a touching one. And but there's something in it. I think a lot of you might have seen it, you might have heard of it, but there is something. The fact that the mainstream media will never tell you the truth. The mainstream media will never explain things to you the way it is. They will always want to, they always want to cook the story in a way that it suits them, in a way that it makes them look the hero. You get that kind of point, right? They want to turn the story in a way that the Africa always be seen as something else. Then will be seen as a messiah, like that kind of attitude. I just want us to listen to this.
Here is a good example of how the mainstream media has been destroying Africa for centuries with misinformation. BBC News posted this Ethiopian story on their platforms of how the Ethiopian prince was taken to England after the death of his father that occurred in 1868 upon attack by the British Empire. In this particular report, the BBC News are lying that the main reason that Queen Victoria took Prince Alemayu from Ethiopia was because his father committed suicide and left him orphaned, and therefore the Queen took him out of mercy. But the truth is that the only reason Queen Victoria took Prince Alemayu from Ethiopia was because upon the death of his father, he became the rightful heir of the throne and became in charge of all the wealth and the artifacts of Ethiopia that Queen Victoria wanted to transport to England. The BBC News is also lying that the only thing Ethiopians want from the British government are the remains of the prince that they claim is impossible to dig up. Yet, they have been digging up the bodies of African pharaohs since the time immemorial. BBC News is also intentionally excluding the fact that Ethiopians don't just want the remains of their prince, but they also want the true cause of his death explained, and they also want the return of all the wealth and artifacts that Queen Victoria took when he took their prince away. The main reason why such media houses spread misinformation about countries like Ethiopia is to make them look petty and stupid to the global audience by omitting key factors to the story.
Your Majesties, I always say it here, and most of the times a lot of you might look at me like someone who is trying to create problem from where problem is not existing, but no, these people never have a genuine interest in Alkebulan. Their interest is in what they can get from time immemorial. And that is why this time around, where they saw that Alkebulan is trying to divert, they are like, when you're in labor, right? And it's like, the child is coming. There's nothing you can do. No matter how you want to hold it, the thing is coming. Like, this is how things are for them. It has dawned on them that whatever it is that have been pregnant all these years, it's just time for that thing to, for that thing to come out. They can't just hold it anymore. It's coming. All those things they've been hiding, they are just being exposed anyhow, left, right, center. All those things they are trying to protect, their name they are trying to protect so much is just falling to the mud. Everything they built all these years, the prestige, the power, the fear that's still in us, is just, everything is just pulling out. Everything is just pulling out. And they know there's nothing they can do about it. So there is no interest. Now, there was some key point she brought out, which I want us to put our mind, like divert them. Why is it that they are refusing? Like she said, from time immemorial, they have been digging out pharaohs. They have been digging out resources from caves in Alkebu land. They have been stealing evidences. They're not even scared of the spirit. They're not even scared. They don't even have respect for the spirit. And look at them here saying they don't want to exhume the body because others are lying there. They want their spirit to rest in peace. Can you imagine the flimsy excuses these people are bringing? Whenever it comes to them to be just, they'll look for something to rob. Like they'll look for something to excuse them. But when it's other people, they don't excuse other people at all. There is something fishy for the fact that they are refusing to exhume the body of this young prince. Something is fishy. And one of the probabilities are that he is not even buried. His body might not even be there. Do you think these people will waste their resources to bury a prince, a helpless prince without father, without mother? A melanated? Do you think they would do that? And one thing I would want to say, if tomorrow they bring some body, some bones or some whatever, it should be tested. DNA should be carried out on whichever body they're going to bring out. So that we'll be sure that it is our prince. Because these people, they do and undo. Like, they say the devil is somewhere with horns and in the fire shouting. But the devil is right before our eyes. Disguised. Secondly, Queen Victoria never picked interest in this poor prince, Alemayu. The interest of Queen Victoria was on the artifact and the wealth of the Ethiopian people, not on the young boy. They just did it. You see, when people pretend, this is a pure example of hypocrisy. I know they always think they are so smart. They always do things that tomorrow they'll be thinking like the fingers will not be pointing at them so much. People will say, "Oh, you see, they did good, though. Hey, these people, they are so good. Their heart is so good. Look at they even did this to this prince. The father died, committed suicide. The mother also died, and they took this boy. Oh, these people. Come on. This prince died at a very young age of 18. If I'm not mistaken. Is 18 years age where you should die? Now, for some of you that will come out to say, oh, that is the time, his own time has ended, what have you? We had people that were living 900 years. Their own time, the Queen Victoria, how old was she before she died? Her own offspring, how old are they? Why is it that they don't die untimely death and they will say it's the will of the Creator? But they will cause our own demise and we'll sit down and say it's the Creator because that is what they feel in our heads. We are still mentally colonized. We are still slaves. This is it. A lot of questions. Because when I heard that they are refusing to bring out the body, these people that are so good at digging out graves, we Africans, those of African descent, melanated, we respect even the spirit more than these people. We cannot just go and somebody died for how many years, then we go and bring the person out. Was it not even recently they exhumed the body of one known that died? They exhumed their body. So what's so wrong from exhuming, bringing him out? Bring him, let us see. That is what we're saying. We want our prince back. Is there anything wrong with it? Except if there's something underneath, there is some secret that they are still trying to protect. And like I said, my fear now is that are we sure that Alemayu is the Alemayu in the ground there? Because they use our bones for bullets. So that they can be like us. There are lots of things they experiment. And around that time was even the time when most of these things is so in the rise, like they just start discovering some things. When we are talking about trusting ourselves, we think that we're just we're talking too much. A lot of you might feel, oh, she has come again, oh, she has come again with their own. The melanated kings and queens, we alone have our backs. There is no one that will come to you and say, oh, I love you genuinely. I want to help you genuinely, that will start running to them, lying on the ground for them and worshiping them because they look like the Jesus that they brought to you. We are the only ones. The one that look like you is the only one that can love you to the end, because he or she is the only one that can feel what you feel and understand what you understand under that skin that you have. He or she is the only one that have a spirit that is almost similar like your own, that have ancestors that know themselves. Forget about all these things we do to each other, all this hatred and the rest of them. If we see beyond who we are, we will know that there's no need for all this segregation. Oh, I'm African American. No, I'm American. I'm African. Oh, I'm this one, I'm here. Oh, I'm from this country, I'm from that country. This is the seed of demonic forces. The seed of segregation. Lack of unity is not something of the Creator. What do you think? Leave your comment and thought there in the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive. Bye for now.